feel fortunate being able to do what we do. I mean, we're just a couple guys that came from, really humble roots that just got in a van and went out there and did it.
We never really came from money or anything like that. We all grew up in a small town.
Slowly and organically, just stuff starts to happen.
We all started off going to shows, enjoying bands, listening to music in our rooms and playing guitar and all that fun stuff that, you think big and you dream big. And
We just kind of came together, started a band, and friends became family, and that family became Whitechapel.
I'm just lucky enough to be in a band with a bunch of guys that are driven and bring something new to the table.
We got lightning in a bottle when it came to getting to where we're at, and it changes people when you do it for so long, but we're still the same.
I would say that honestly, this has changed me for the better. It's given me an outlet for just releasing feelings and things like that. And it's really made me realize that I'm no different from anyone else. People in the crowd are the same as me. The only difference is I'm up on stage and I'm performing for them because I guess I possess a talent that they like to experience with me. You just feed off each other's energy and it just goes back and forth, and you just, it's that they're just as much a part of the show as we are. I wouldn't have been able to experience this outside of, working in a cubicle. It's definitely made me appreciate what I have a lot more.
touring builds relationships above and beyond any other working environment.
We really feel fortunate that we're able to be in a working environment where, we can work with our best friends. Guys that I consider to be brothers to me, I would call it a brotherhood, a brotherly bond.
The people that you tour with in the bands, it's like a relationship, You go through different pains together, you grow together, and, I think that you spend day after day, minute after minute together, you go really tight.
It's just like this hovering feeling over you that it's like it's for something. I mean, you're with your friends, and the people that continue to tour realize that burning desire inside that's always with them.
At the end of the day, it's a big family working together to make sure everything is going smoothly. You wake up and they're right there. You go to bed, they're right there next to you.
There's an energy there that has to be there for it all to work and it all to go down.
I mean, there's times where there's screaming and yelling and hurtful shit said, and, sometimes you say stuff that you wish you could take back, but you can't.
If you have negative feelings about something, it spreads like wildfire. And you just have to be conscious of that. Just make the best out of it.
And you're going to be around them so much that you're going to be able to read them. You can almost finish their thoughts for them. And there's a lot of stress between it, and there's a lot of tension sometimes, but that's what being on the road teaches you, is how to bottle that up sometimes and really focus on dealing with it.
You have to be around those people all day, every day, and you have to make it work. And if it doesn't, then, you can't be doing what you're doing. You have to be able to get along with people and, accept people for who they are. But the fact that we can coexist as a unit and put on this show for people every single day is just nothing short of a miracle.
Two of the most important things to me on the road that kind of help me stay grounded and realize that what we're able to do is something very special is gratitude and patience. You really need patience for multiple aspects. Patience with dealing with other people in the industry. Patience when it comes to your band's career. Obviously, you're not going to be an overnight success. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication. So you need patience to know that as long as you're putting in that work, that the success will come.
People are out on the road, they're away from people, and you got to take that into consideration in your heart for everyone out there. So, everybody becomes even more friendly because of that. You're all on the same page, you're out there together.
It's crazy. It's like its own living, breathing thing being with everybody, because the tour is just all the workings of a community. Just being in a group of people that you trust and you love, and
I think that's something you see between all the kind of different crew and musicians on the road, is that bond that forms, and you can, your true nature of yourself actually comes out. There's a special type of person it takes to be on the road and be a musician and traveling on the road. We're brought to believe we go to school, you get a job, you get married, have kids, like, the people that go against the grain usually wind up being musicians.
Too many people get up in the morning and love spending all their days away from home and their wives, girlfriends, whatever. And that's just how it is for us, except our work day happens to be about 6 weeks long.
You have to be thick-skinned. If you can't handle getting your metaphorical balls broken on a daily basis, you should probably stay home.
But it's very easy to manage as long as you have the mindset going into it. You can't just start doing this not knowing what you're getting yourself into. You have to know that you're going to be gone.
If you were to take someone that's been working a desk job for the past 5 years, got out of college, and put them on the road, they wouldn't last.
That's what we signed up for, and we know we have the mindset going into it that this is what we're going to have to deal with, and this is what we're going to be putting up with until we aren't doing this anymore.
If you have fear that's holding you back from doing something, you need to let it go and you just need to do it. Sure, we had a lot of fears about when we went on the road, how would we afford things, how would we pay bills, how would we feed ourselves, but at the end of the day, we just had the passion for the music, so we just went out there and did it.
And I was like, gosh, to hell with a real career, I want to go on tour. I want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and live out of a van. It's always interesting to think about if it didn't pan out that way. There's too many wonderful things going on out there to be sitting in a cubicle the rest of your life.
I'm sure I would have followed suit with everybody else in my hometown, a couple kids and divorced by 25, the fucking American dream, quote unquote.
You can't be afraid of failure. You can't be afraid to put it on the line, because when you're afraid and you fear that's what holds you back, and you're never gonna get where you want to be, where you imagine yourself being.
If you're wanting to do it, you have to know the repercussions. You have to know that no matter what you're getting yourself into, you're going to have, down times and hardships and things like that. You can't, but that's things that you're going to overcome. You can't dwell on the negatives.
I think it's very common to get out of high school, you go to college, and you get right into some career, and there you are. I call that, you go right into your terminal velocity. Here it is. Get used to it for the next 50 years. No thanks, I'm all set.
You have to focus on the positives and what you're actually going to get out of it in life, because the most important thing we have in this life is time.
Dreams are destiny, as I feel. And it's hard, it's hard for some people. It's like, time's not enough, but that's all it is. That's all we have is time. Let it go through. Don't let your ego get in the way of what the ultimate goal is, committing to your dreams.
I took a lot of risk getting here, and I messed up a lot of times, but it paid off in the end, and it's not always gonna pay off. That's the bad part. That's why there's the risk. But the thing is, if I hadn't kept going the way I was going, it never would have happened.
When you're chasing a dream or a goal or anything, you just have to go for it. You can't sit there and overthink it or just dwell on the fact of what if I fail or if this doesn't work or anything. You know, you can't sit there and have those kinds of mindsets. Be adamant about it. You can't sit around and just wait and think about what could have happened if I would have actually tried, because you're never going to know until you do.